Hello. Welcome to our weekly wrap-up, which is actually a monthly wrap-up.
Yeah, in our Airbnb.
In our Airbnb, yes, we've had quite a week, and it's been,
month.
Yes, but
the week.
We were told 5 days ago, or whatever it was. I don't even know. It's all a blur. That we had to move, and so we did.
The long and the short is a wet shower problem turned into a 3-day shower job, turned into a 1-month shower job, which turned into the guy that did it made it worse, to a mold test that said you got to get out of there.
So here we are.
Here we are, and
For the monthly wrap-up.
we're gonna take advantage of it. We're gonna go do a little road trip.
Woo!
Yep.
Beach life.
Go see beautiful beach.
Yes.
All
Okay. Right. So here we are. Thank you for your patience. And let's get right to it. So Alex wants to know, what exactly is metabolism? And is there a way to increase the efficiency of it, or is it just genetics?
So, best way to explain metabolism, it's like a powerhouse inside of your body that helps turn food into energy. It's working all the time, helping you when you sleep, your breathing, your thinking. It's just something that's always on. Obviously, when you're laying in bed, it's moving less, or burning less than when you're exercising, walking up, moving around. It's going to be burning at a higher rate.
And metabolism is such a buzzword, right? Like, we all grew up seeing, the scrawny little beanpole kids that, they have fast metabolisms. And then you see the kid that maybe is a little bit more plump and like, she must have a slow metabolism. Same with women. We're like, once you hit 40, we get a slow metabolism. True, maybe. Actually, not true. Age doesn't really affect metabolism.
Your thyroid function is what affects metabolism.
And we have metabolic hormones.
Yeah.
Right?
Thyroid is not metabolism is one of those, it's a buzzword, and it's not. There was this awesome researcher saying that it's going to take like AI and supercomputers and take them 10 years to completely map out like the entire human metabolism.
Yes.
Because of hormones, and so it's very, very it's very in depth.
It's very in depth, and it's also very delicate, right? Like your
Correct.
Sleep can mess with
everything.
your hormones.
Your
your
water,
stress.
Exercise.
Yep.
So, and then the second part of the question was, is there a way to increase the efficiency? So, absolutely, by doing all the things we tell you to do.
Keep doing it.
High protein diet, exercise, being an active human, getting good sleep, and then actually eating whole, real, natural foods.
Yes.
That your body actually knows how to process.
Okay, and then, or is it just genetics? No.
It's actually not age, too. There's some new studies coming out there, like your metabolism is dependent upon what you're doing and not so much of your age. So it's not when we turn 30 or 40 or 50, it's more of what we're doing the last several years or are doing right now that is affecting our metabolism.
It catches up to you.
It's not there's not a magic clock that Mother Nature just turns off on us. So.
And also menopause. My premenopausal or menopausal mom is out there. No, sorry. A lot of the times, absolutely.
Yeah, that's more of a hormonal shift.
Yes, but a lot of the times we're like, gosh, I hit 45 and my metabolism took a dive. No.
And one more thing
it doesn't just go.
To make it more efficient, the more muscle mass you have. Muscle is very metabolically demanding versus body fat.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Miss Corey. Why do some people not remember dreams, and how is that possible if they're getting deep sleep?
So I'll just give you what I got. So sleep cycles, dreams are most vivid during REM sleep. If a person wakes up during non-REM sleep, they're less likely to remember their dream. Brain chemistry can change it. For instance, reduced levels of norepinephrine in the brain during REM sleep might induce dream recall. Sleep duration. So if you're a short sleeper or you have a lot of disrupted sleep, you're probably not getting into REM sleep. So, and that can even be tossing and turning, getting up to go to the bathroom, dogs, cats, anything that's disrupting your sleep. Little LED lights in your room can actually keep you from getting into deep sleep. Attention and interest. It says people that actually are very focused and think about and they're trying to remember their dreams are more likely to remember their dreams. Age and health.
Oh yeah, it said even dream journaling helps you recall. Yeah, interesting.
Medications, stress, anxiety, all these good things. So not exactly a good answer for you, Corey. Not a black or white one.
But good ideas.
Yep.
Okay. I do want to touch on Caitlin's. So, and I'll just condense it because it's pretty long. So, Caitlin is focusing on local meat better than grass-fed, specifically grass-fed that has been imported. So, she asked a question of, she heard somewhere that we share the same microbiome as local animals. Is this true? Have you ever heard that?
No.
Okay, I haven't either.
No,
so I don't know if it's true or not.
We wouldn't share
microbiome.
No, our microbiome is very, mine is different than yours versus any other animal or cow type thing. So,
can you help us find the best choices of meat that is also affordable? My kids eat meat like it's their job.
So let's go back to this one. So, local is always going to be better than anything else. Now, when it comes to cows, local, where you can see and know where the cows are raised.
One of our great clients in Core Fitness, Big Farmers,
she explained the whole process. They raised cows. The amount of money it takes and the government regulation and everything, like the soil, to get, organic. So all these different things, organic, grass-fed, grass-finished. There's so many things.
Yeah,
find a local farmer, which in your guys' area there's a ton. Matter of fact, we might still have some resources there.
Well, and Caitlin, when you're asking for affordability, I wonder if a lot of our clients would want to go in together in the Central Valley, California, and go in and share a cow.
Yeah. You do get a significant, and this is a long time ago, but when you would buy a whole cow, you could probably get this was grass-fed, grass-finished beef for $4 or $5 a pound, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It might have changed a little bit. Yeah. So we will look into that, and then we'll have to just and you typically have to get at least a quarter, or no, an eighth.
I think an eighth, but say that is not a viable option. No, go to the chef store.
Yeah. So I've told a lot of you guys, the chef store, which used to be Cash and Carry or Smart and Final.
Smart and Final.
So Smart and Final, UF Chef Store. Look it up. That is where we bought all of our meat in Montana. Mm-hmm. We used to buy, it was like 8 tri-tips in a bag, and the untrimmed, which means you got to put a little work into it, trim it.
Worth it work.
Was about $3.50 a pound. Brisket, we could get brisket for around $3 to $4 a pound. Whole pork butts, about $2 to $2.50. So,
and what else did we used to get? A 10-pound ground beef.
Oh yeah, we would get a 10-pound roll of 80/20 ground beef, and it would be about. It used to be when we first started buying, it was like $18, and then it went up to like $40 high point. Yeah, but it was always around $29, so about under $3 a pound.
Yeah.
So we will drop that in our group message so you guys can all have that. That is by far, and you don't need a membership, it's the best place that we found, and actually really high quality. They sell to restaurants. Mm-hmm. So
worth it.
They're ready. Some like bacon and stuff. We didn't really find good bacon like there, but everything else was
and
great.
Their eggs.
Costco was always better.
Cheaper.
Their eggs.
Yeah, and milk too, I think.
Costco is better at milk, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A Costco business center, those are cheaper than normal Costco, and you get to buy a little bit more bulk. but anybody else can just walk in and buy there if you have a Costco membership.
All right.
So yeah, I think we answered all that, right?
Yep.
And good job on your kids eating a ton of meat. They're going to be big and strong
Yeah.
and healthy.
All right. So Verity, what is the glycemic index and does it matter?
It doesn't really matter anymore. It's been pretty much debunked. It was another...
Kind of like metabolism.
I guess maybe if you have diabetes, then it matters. It's just how much something's going to spike your blood sugar and therefore make your body release more insulin.
But what spikes your blood sugar might not spike mine as
Correct.
much, or...
There's so much biodiversity where Rob Wolf, one of the guys we love and follow, you always want to follow influencers, like stop following people talk about the glycemic index, go follow Rob Wolf. So him and his wife both wore continuous glucose monitors, and his wife could eat anything, rice, potatoes, whatever. Her blood sugar, glucose, like it was great. Anything he ate that was not like, very clean, his blood sugar went through the roof.
Yeah.
He's had some autoimmune things, and so we're all very different, which is why the glycemic index is not a good measure. Your ethnicity, Jess, can, ancestry from closer to the equator.
Yep.
I'm a
Can eat a
European
whole bunch
mutt,
of fruit.
So
Yeah.
don't worry about the glycemic index. It's very outdated, and hopefully people don't talk
It's
about it as
outdated
much.
like the BMI.
Yes.
There we go. Okay.
BMI is more outdated.
Yeah. Jenny, grounding. Why and ways to ground. So what is grounding? Let's start there.
Well, the simplest way to do it is to go out and put your feet in the grass.
Okay, but hold on. What is grounding?
You're connecting your body to the earth, and then you are discharging positive, right?
Positive ions.
You're discharging positive ions in your body into the ground.
Also, this is not woo-woo. This is science. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So
the ocean is the best way to ground. So if you live near an ocean, go put your feet in the ocean. Wet sand.
Even the air.
Yeah, there's negative ions in the air.
One thing, if say it's wintertime, or I guess even in the dead of summer when we can't really open up our windows and it's too hot, and the air is running all the time, you feel that stale kind of energy, right? And so opening up your windows helps get those negative ions in too. We want that.
You don't want to have a buildup of positive ions.
Right.
You want to have more negative ions.
Yes. So we are supposed to be in nature. That's just what our bodies are supposed to do, and we are just not, right? So going barefoot in the grass every day is really beneficial. It really helps. You'll even see it with the kids. If the kids are like really agitated, just get them barefoot in the grass for a few minutes and just, request some quiet, and everyone's going to kind of bring it down.
The best thing to do is like our friend Andrew Huberman. He's our friend because he likes your posts sometimes.
Yeah.
Barefoot in the grass and doing a little horizon gazing in the morning.
Yeah.
So getting some natural light in your eyes, putting your feet in the grass. It's actually a fantastic way to start your day.
If you're a gardener, oh my gosh, just getting your hands in that dirt, that is a beautiful way to ground. Touching trees. You can even get a grounding mat. Randy sleeps on one every single night. I think I have a client, Miss Marie has a grounding blanket.
Yeah, there's grounding sheets now.
Yes.
All it is it's plugging into the neutral part of your electrical outlet. So, a buildup of positive ions can cause inflammation. They'd say it can be linked to pretty much any like the Western diseases, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of mental health issues. I personally feel better sleeping on it, less inflammation, less aches and pains.
Maybe I'll take it from
I wake up, no, we'll just have to get another one.
Okay.
They're like $30 to $100 on Amazon.
Yeah.
They're like the size, they look like a big mouse pad.
Yeah.
I feel more rested. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can do it for free.
Yes.
Put your feet in the grass.
Please.
Get outside. Get outside
Go,
as much as possible.
Touch a tree. Tree hugger. I was like, I'm a proud tree hugger, man. Okay, Kim, what are the best fruits to eat and why? Berries.
Always berries. Blueberries, start with blueberries, raspberries. Actually, blueberries and blackberries are If you eat a lot of fruit, replace blueberries and blackberries with those, and you'll be healthier. But anything
all
in the
fruit,
berry, all berries,
and all fruit. All fruit.
Some fruits, no.
Really, what fruit is no?
Kiwis.
Kiwis.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
No, not good. They're very high in
sugar. I'm just kidding.
Lectins or I think it's like lectins or what are the things? Phytates, lectins.
Phytates.
I can't remember.
Okay.
There are some fruit but they're more the exotic ones. They're not as good for you. They might make you feel a little achy.
Okay.
Pineapple's good. Pineapple's got great digestive enzymes in it. So, berries. What else?
Apples. Citrus.
Apples, pears. So, blueberries, blackberries, apples, pears. Those would be kind of around what I'm looking for.
Watermelon is also a natural sunscreen.
Watermelon's also a natural. It does the same thing that niacin does. It opens up. Vasodilator. Yep.
That's hot. Yeah. Okay. So on that note, when I said watermelon is a natural sunscreen, so I like to say we eat our sunscreen. We also check the what's it called? On our phone, we check the
UV
situation,
index.
the UV.
I hate sunscreen.
Yeah.
I hate wearing sunscreen.
Right.
And I was not blessed with a complexion. That's why I married her and procreated, so my kids have this beautiful olive complexion. I hate sunscreen. I look at the UV index.
Yeah.
We go out there yesterday, it was UV of 6, and I'm like, cool, I have 30 minutes. Go out there for 30 minutes, and then get out of the sun.
Absolutely. But okay, so foods that are actual natural sunscreens: avocado, watermelon, I think bananas.
I don't like that natural sunscreen. It's misleading. Not eating certain things will make your sun less susceptible to sunburns.
Okay, so if you eat seed oils, it actually makes you more susceptible to burn.
Correct. And skin cancer.
And skin cancer. But if you eat watermelon, you're eating sunscreen, and I will not.
The best thing that actually increases, like there's published studies on it, is fish oil.
Yeah.
Fish oil will make your sun. So if you burn easily, fish oil, like a small dose every single day, will help you be more tolerant. The other thing too is just building a tolerance up, getting out in the sun, and before probably 11 o'clock, and then after 4 or 5, so the UV peaks, you can build a tolerance, and then just getting out in the sun more.
All right. Verity, butter versus ghee.
Best way is just say ghee is just clarified, purified butter. So it just takes out.
I think it's just really expensive, and I don't like the taste.
You can make it yourself.
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
Or you just use butter.
Yeah. When you cook with butter, all those the black solids that happen in there, that's what it removes. So it removes more of the proteins in there. But yeah, it's very expensive.
It is. We were doing ghee for a while when we were.
You'd be better off using tallow. Tallow is much better priced than ghee. A little 8-ounce jar versus like a gallon. So. Melissa, naps. Should you sleep 6 hours a night and take naps, or sleep 7 to 8? Get 7 to 8 hours sleep.
Yeah, if possible. If not possible, naps are fine.
Yeah.
Naps will do.
Less ideal.
Yes,
ideal
less
is getting 7 to 8 hours of restful sleep.
But if you have had a funky night's sleep, or, in Melissa's case, she's a nurse, if you catch yourself working, crazy hours and you only get 6 hours of sleep, my God, take a nap.
Yep,
definitely. But make it a habit to aim for 7 to 8.
Are we going to do any other ones?
Yeah, I think we should.
Let's do a few more.
All right, beautiful.
We're going to break this into 2 parts since we have a lot of questions.
Since it's the monthly wrap-up. All right, so let's go back to Caitlin. Hydration. Okay, I have to read this whole thing because she's so cute. Oh, honey, my eyes are great. You don't need to zoom in like that. It seems like everyone I talk to has a similar memory of just not drinking much water as a child. I have that memory. You claim that you don't. I don't believe it.
We had a little
we had an argument
a little
about
marital
this.
spat about this.
Who argued argues
She
about
was wrong.
water.
You were wrong.
So
of course.
weird. I remember the occasional glass of milk and drinking out of the hose in hot temps. Yet, 90s child. But that's all. And now, my kids and I can't seem to go anywhere without our emotional support water bottles. We're 80s and 90s babies, just dehydrated constantly, or has something changed? No, I think there's a much bigger emphasis. You really can't see the screen?
No, I can see.
Oh my
I
gosh.
just don't like the stream.
Oh man.
The lighting's
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, we for sure were dehydrated.
We were definitely dehydrated. I don't know how us eight, because I grew up in the 80s as well, how we even made it. Like,
Oh my gosh.
playing in the canal, drinking out of the hose.
Oh my gosh, our boomer clients, I love you guys so much, and be like,
I'd have my stomach
Serious?
pumped twice by the time I was 3 from eating mushrooms because my mother didn't even pay attention. I'm just off
Foraging for mushrooms in the garden.
oh bless her.
Not the good mushrooms.
And also, you escaped when you were like 1
Yeah, I
on the
yeah.
tricycle
For good reason.
down
I needed to get out of
Tully
there.
Road.
Yep. Yep. Busted out.
I,
Again, I don't know how. Like,
And then
you
here
would
we
think
are.
Gen Xers and older millennials, we would all. There wouldn't be as many of us. Like, we
no,
just
we're all
would
just a
die.
bunch of like, and I know what you're thinking, Marie. You're thinking, you millennial parents
That's right.
are all a bunch of helicopter parents, snowplow
Hey, I
parents,
will say this.
lawnmower parents.
The world was a little bit of a different place. It's a little different
was.
now.
It
You
was.
got to pay a little
Yeah.
closer attention
Yeah.
to your kids.
Yeah, and I mean,
What's the
there's-
new term though? Helicopter. What was the word? It's the worst one.
Well, there's snowplow.
What's the snowplow?
The snowplow parent is the one that you're constantly going in and fixing all their problems.
So that started.
So you have lawnmower, helicopter, and snowplow.
Is that why these 20-some teens and 20-somethings are like the way they are?
They're failure to launch.
The parents didn't let them
They
fail.
just swoop
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Let your kids fail.
Yeah, failure, man. By just don't drink. Don't,
My dad let
don't, don't give them water.
My dad was really good about letting me fail.
Even hurting myself.
Didn't die. Let me build
How
this.
come you're not?
Let me build this bicycle ramp, and it was a disaster.
You would
And then I
never
got
do that.
halfway down the street, and it launched off this thing. I looked like E.T. in the moon. And then I just crashed and had a giant gash on my leg. Said rub some dirt on it.
But why aren't you like that as a father?
I don't know, because I have daughters and I don't want them to get hurt.
They get so mad at you. All right. So, yes, darling. We were all dehydrated.
Yeah,
We were all just like shriveled up raisins.
I know. Parents feeding us everything bad.
The food was different.
Food was different, actually.
McDonald's used tallow.
Yeah, my mother likes to she gets so mad when I'm like, hey, McDonald's, when I was a kid, is not the same McDonald's now. She goes, I don't believe it. I'm like, okay.
It's true. All right.
But listen, getting your children to drink water is a challenge. Us moving, like what we're going through right now, our kids have like reverted backwards. So we're like, hey, it's hot, it's humid, and we're swimming and playing. Like, drink your water.
Drink your water.
And actually, our oldest, she dehydrated herself and then didn't get good sleep, and then woke up the next day with a headache and didn't feel good. So,
Yeah, we had to pump the electrolytes
Yeah.
in her.
but we need electrolytes. You need electrolytes for your brain to function properly. So, giving your kid electrolytes, not Pedialyte, a little water and some salt. There's plenty of other good ones out there.
Coconut water.
Yeah, coconut water is actually the easiest. So,
Yeah. Okay. Done?
sure.
Okay.
That was a tangent.
Allison, fasting. So her question is, fasting and then doing a workout or a walk, is it worth it? Is it worth waiting to eat anything until after a walk or a workout? I'm sorry, I butchered that. Do you understand?
Are you dehydrated? Did you not have your electrolytes?
I did. Can it help or make a difference? Okay. Wow. I'm done.
So what she's asking is, should you do fasted
Yes.
walks or workouts?
Thank you.
All right.
Should you?
Simplicity. Yeah, I think any chance, especially if it's like walking, yeah, you should do fasted walking, fasted treadmill work. You're teaching your body how to use fat as fuel, which is a very valuable resource.
So what's up with people saying that you need to eat within the first, 20 minutes of waking up, 30 minutes?
I mean, getting I don't think that's necessarily true. And we're all so different. So some people that probably works for, and it's all going to be about what you ate the night before too. So if you ate a whole bunch of carbohydrates for dinner the night before, you're not going to be doing fasted cardio the next morning. You're going to have a bunch of stored glycogen in your body. But if you didn't eat much carbohydrates and then you did cardio the next morning, your body's going to have to break down fatty acids.
There's so much nuance. And
There's not. It's called science.
Not nuance. And then you got the snake oil people that just use cute
buzzwords. Is that you have someone like Gary Brecka that we fully respect, but he's like the 30.
Yeah.
30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking
So
up.
here's why.
And go do 30 minutes of cardio.
Here's why. What Gary Brecka says works for the masses, the people that aren't working with health coaches, that aren't taking care of themselves.
Oh, like if they're
He
just
also
taking
said for
something.
most people, if they ate 3 square meals a day, not like 40 grams, 50 grams of protein with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and cleaner foods, not worrying about fasting, because there is a lot of nuance. New science is always coming out. So when these people are saying these things, there are truth, but they're just saying it towards the very overweight, the very sick, the people that typically would just go to like Planet Fitness because they don't want to go to a regular gym. These things actually would work. So yeah, if you took somebody who wasn't doing anything, didn't have a coach, didn't know anything about nutrition, and just said, hey, I want you to eat 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes waking up, that's a pretty good recommendation. But that's not a tailored one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like that's, again, what you ate the night before, what are you going to do for the day? So,
Okay, I get it.
But yes, you should always, that's something the bodybuilding world actually got right. Yes, fasted cardio helps you burn and get rid of body fat. It actually does.
Yeah.
But again, fasted could be what you had the meal the night before. And then it might take, if you did, say you walked on a treadmill for 30 minutes, maybe the first, depending on intensity, the first 10 to 15 minutes, you're still using glycogen before your body's actually having to use body fat as fuel. So,
thank you.
And it's good to train your body. Some of us we don't have the genetic, the genes to do that very well. Some people don't do it at all. They have 2 of the genes. They can't use stored body fat. So I have one that works, one that doesn't. So I do lots of fasted activity to teach my body how to do that and make it efficient.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Melissa, what are your opinions about dried, dehydrated, or freeze-dried fruits and veggies? Costco has dehydrated sweet potatoes. Good. Bad.
My question would be, why? Do you have more?
Do I have more?
Do you have more
Information on that?
More
Why?
information? Oh yeah, Costco had dehydrated sweet potatoes. She saw them. She bought them. She liked them. She asked.
So typically there are things added to them.
These don't.
Okay.
They're
Because when I
just-
think of freeze dry, I think of prepper food. Like I'm in my bunker with I add my water to my meals, right?
Right.
Prepper food.
Prepper food.
But
Well, and I think freeze-dried actually has more nutrients than dehydrated.
both of those are not going to have all of the, vitamins,
minerals.
So fresh is best.
Fresh is best. There
Then
you go.
frozen would be next,
Probably
right?
frozen,
Like
correct.
just buying like frozen fruit or freezing your fruit,
I
right?
personally like frozen blueberries better than fresh blueberries.
Sure.
So,
Oh, don't tell Alex that.
well, those
Those are different.
Yeah,
Those are
okay.
different.
blueberries there, those are all amazing.
Okay. She's been blueberry picking daily.
So I mean, yeah, I would say I wouldn't do that, make it a habit, and then just do that all the time. If you need that for convenience, sometimes great. Like
Actually, cooking the foods is going to be better.
Okay. Speaking of Alex, best care practices for headaches. I kind of have a headache right now.
I mean,
honestly, most headaches are electrolytes.
electrolytes and water.
Maybe I do need electrolytes.
After that, a lot of eye strain.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two most common.
So those cute little blue blockers, if you're in front of a screen
A lot, that helps.
Yeah.
If the
UV is really high and
there's no clouds in the sky, so when making sure you wear sunglasses,
glasses.
those things all help. yeah, it's going to be
what's causing the headache. You got to figure out what's causing it before you can fix it. So.
Mel, how to catch yourself from going off the plan before it really goes haywire. Well, this is,
reach out to your coach.
Well, I was just going to say that. I beat you to it. But I was going to say, this is where being present in the moment comes into play. I know that's really hard for a lot of people, myself included, and sometimes things go awry, and then you look back and you're like, oh, it's been 2 weeks.
People that are not people that are going backwards a lot are more have a propensity to anxiety and depression. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not being present, and unfortunately, that's become very commonplace of if you're mindlessly scrolling or doing things on the internet, you're not present.
You're not being present.
So
yeah. So you need something to pull you back into the.
So what you're telling Mel is to be present. Number one.
Yeah.
And then number two, reach out to your coach.
Okay, so then that's cute when someone's like, just be present. How do you be present? What is an action item? All wise one.
I don't know. I don't struggle with being, I don't go backwards a lot. That's not a hard thing for me.
So that's a me thing then?
Yeah, that's a you thing. The time where I'm not present, if I'm in on a computer or into doing or listening to something.
Okay.
So.
I am catching myself not being in the presence, and then I truly tell myself like I need to stop, take a pause, and let's give an example. If Avery is talking to me and her stories are big, and she's halfway through the story, and I am like, I'm not following you, but here's what I'm doing. And I'm like, I have no idea what this child just said. So I pause, take a deep breath, and then I tell her, hey, I'm actually working on being in the present. I'm really sorry. I need you to start over. And she actually has a lot of grace, and she delightfully starts over.
She's actually gotten so much better because I tell her, wait, stop, no. I'm right in the middle of something, give me a minute. And then I will always, after I'm done doing what I'm doing, go back and be like, okay, what do you want to tell me?
So I think a lot of the times we have to stop and take a pause and take inventory on what we're doing.
I think Mel's very introspective, and Mel, you're awesome. You have to listen to the internal voice. You have to listen to your conscience. When we know things are going haywire, we know it long before it goes haywire. We hear it, we see it, and we ignore it. So don't ignore the little voice in your head. As soon as there's the red flag, the little Jiminy Cricket telling you, don't flick them off your shoulder and message coach.
All right. Let's see here. Gosh, Randy, should we keep going?
Let's
do Brooke.
Well, hold on.
We're at
30 minutes.
Okay, we can go for a
Alex,
little bit longer.
We'll do like a couple more. So let's go here.
All right, Verity? Yeah?
I'll take this one because of what I posted yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Verity, go back, and if you can, scroll and see what I posted about Janine. Hi, Janine. Janine had her blood work done right about the time we started working together.
Say the question.
Well, okay.
Well, you're supposed to read the questions.
You just started talking.
Do your job.
Ew. Verity, I keep hearing that will clog your arteries, referring to high-fat foods. What's the actual science behind that? Carry on.
So again, there's not a black and white answer. It's very dependent on your genes. It can also be dependent upon your lifestyle. They used to think, people who saw very unhealthy people growing up adopt
a lot of these habits.
And like Verity, drinking
a milk guzzler.
That's kind of the thing. My dad did it. My brother did it. I didn't like milk, so I never did. But people struggle with weight. My dad's had a ton of heart issues. There's not the things that will harm you and clog your arteries, inflammation, metabolic disease, are sugar and processed foods, alcohol, and cigarettes. Those are the main things. fat like we were told doesn't do exactly what we're told. There's been a ton of corruption. Government, big sugar paid off Harvard researchers, in the 50s to say sugar was causing all the health problems. There used to be a study, you can't even find it anymore, that looked at the health of people in the 1940s when like 60+% of their calories were coming from fats and cream, specifically like milks and butters and cream. No diabetes, I think obesity was less than 5% of the country at that time. And so the modern, all these diseases and heart disease are of the modern stuff. So sugar and processed foods seem to be, seed oils, there's some correlation there. So, and like I just posted in the group was Janine. Janine did her blood work about a year ago, and she just did it recently. And I got her permission to post 2 things in there. One was her total cholesterol, which when she started, I believe it was when she did her first test was 221, and then it dropped 36 points. So whatever that is, 180 something. Yeah, so she's under awesome. 199, so that's considered good. And then her LDL dropped 29 points. She's still a little bit high, but when your LDL is right around 100, that's still, there's like optimal and near optimal, so it's like almost near optimal. All the while she eats bacon and red meat almost every single day. Yeah. So if you I told her, I said, maybe sometime if you show these, you talk to your doctor about these, tell your doctor what you're doing, your doctor's going to scratch their head. Because the medical world has been completely brainwashed to think that saturated fat, specifically animal products, butter, creams, red meat, eggs, they are the problem. And it just really doesn't seem to correlate when there's actual like studies where there's not a corrupt funding. The cereal industry and Coca-Cola pay for a lot. Coca-Cola spends, I think in 5 years they spent $100 million. Coca-Cola outspends the United States government by like 10x. Wow. So most of the food studies you see are, somewhere paid for by Coca-Cola. Yeah. So they don't want to tell people sugar's bad.
No. So that, I was just kind of browsing our questions real quick. So Jenny had a question about heart health for life, how to maintain it and keep it. So we basically just answered her question.
Well, hers is a little different too. Zone 2 cardio and then actually improving your VO2 max are both linked to heart health longevity, which...
well, that also ties right back into Verity's, though.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, she asks what clogs your arteries, right?
Well, yeah, but to me...
So there are some genetic polymorphisms but for the people who really have to worry, and I posted this, it's 1 in... I averaged it because it's like 150 to 250,000 people, so I just said 200,000. There's a concentrated part of this area. It's like South Africa, Lebanon. There's a few places that have a higher concentration of this polymorphism that they really need to be careful from animal products.
Yeah.
Now, if you have that, you're probably going to catch it when you're a teenager.
Right, didn't you say really young?
Really young.
12 to 16?
Because if you have, there's 2 genes for it, for familial hypercholesterolemia. You can have 1 gene and then you have to be careful. You might develop, atherosclerosis. Maybe, you have to watch your diet. Then if you have 2 of that genes, that's the one where kids can have heart attacks when they're in their teens, right? But it usually gets caught. And we all have blood work done even as kids. Like they will catch it. You will have super high cholesterol, high LDL. And then, those type of people. And the other problem is like our livers make, I don't even know, 85% of all the cholesterol in our body.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of the problem too with the people that have these genes is their livers are making more cholesterol. So, and somebody said that if you have that dual gene, you need a statin, a low-fat Mediterranean diet, and a priest. It's pretty morbid.
I think Peter Attia said that.
Yep, Peter Attia said that.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
So, and if you get your blood work and your total cholesterol is under 200, your LDL is around 100 or less, your triglycerides are, under 100, I believe, you're probably okay. But again, processed foods is what is, and sugar and alcohol and cigarettes is what is going to cause more damage.
Yeah.
So let's end on that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else to add for Jenny's heart health?
I actually answered some of that today on her check-in.
great.
So
Okay.
yeah, she got that.
Good. Well, then you know
All right,
what?
cool.
Let's just go to Brooke real quick. Yeah, because is extra water needed, or how much extra water is needed when it gets hot outside, like in the 90s to 100?
So here's the simple math, and I just did this with Travis, one of our new clients today. Take your body weight, divide by 2, convert that to ounces, and that's about how many ounces of water you need.
Yep.
Yes, now really, really hot, really, really humid, exerting yourself a lot in, humidity and heat.
Yep.
Extreme cold will dry you out, so you do
Yes.
need more water.
Yeah.
And like I was explaining to our new client, it's not as much the water as it is electrolytes.
Right.
Your body will not retain water
Yeah.
and hydrate like it's supposed to without electrolytes.
Yes. Oh, we have to answer Juanita's question because it's so easy and cute. Okay, best
I
way.
answered that question for her today too, but I told her we would answer everybody else.
Like, hello, we're all women. I mean, not you, but best way to minimize loose skin, so that comes with weight loss. Also,
Hey, what if you just misgendered me? I'm gonna get banned on social media.
you are clearly male. Are there ways to help with that old lady crepe skin? Okay, love you. You're adorable. Stop that. But yes, collagen.
That's what I told her, collagen.
Collagen will be your friend. Collagen from, you can buy the collagen peptides. I think we've talked about that. But you also can, your red meat and
Ground beef has a ton of
beef has a
bioavailable
ton.
collagen in it.
also your chicken skin. And I was so happy years ago when I was like, I can eat chicken skin. Thank you.
Fasting, but
Yes.
and like I was telling one too, a lot of it has to do with our age. We just naturally lose
Yes.
our elasticity because our bodies just don't function the same, right?
Right.
So taking collagen your whole life will help that. Hydration, electrolytes, right? People who are dehydrated, their skin will look more saggy, more wrinkly.
Yep.
But yeah, fasting for people, and sometimes when if you start fasting and losing weight when you're older, it'll just make you have more saggy skin. So
Yeah.
vitamin C I think is another good one.
Oh, yeah.
There are some things you can put on your skin that will help the elasticity. I mentioned tallow. Tallow is really good for the skin.
Yeah.
So, all right.
You want to go ahead and wrap that up?
Let's wrap that and we'll finish
All right.
the rest on our next outing.
Tomorrow.
Maybe.
All right.
All right.
On that note,
We're out. Bye, everybody.